Alright YouTube, so we are back with another FF7 Remake video. You already know why we are here. It is Concept Art Tuesday. Today they dropped a concept art of Sector 8, which we've already seen some of Sector 8 through some of the gameplay and the trailers. But what's interesting is this is actually a part of Sector 8 that for the best that I can tell, we have not seen yet. And for that reason, it may be my favorite concept art so far. I said last week that they've gotten progressively better with each concept art, and the fact that this is Sector 8, but it looks to be an area that we haven't seen yet, that's awesome. That's what I've been wanting this whole time, was something new. So right here we have the tweet that says, "Today we're revealing another brand new piece of concept art, this time of the bustling Sector 8 from Final Fantasy VII Remake, alongside an in-game screenshot. Notice the Loveless Sign atop the theater on the main road." So right here we have the piece of concept art. Obviously it's very different from what we've seen so far. It's almost like watercolors or paint or something. The other concept arts that we've received have been like digital, high quality, almost like in-game screenshot levels. This is very different, which I actually like. But this looks cool, man. This looks dreary, it looks dark. I think I have an idea of where this area is right here, this like kind of church looking thing. We see this in the kind of panning shot with Aerith. So right here we have the zoom out shot of Aerith, and you'll see like down the road out in front of her is the kind of archway that we looked at already right there. This is like the only thing in all of Sector 8 that even looks remotely like that, and you can see that there's a fountain right here. And if we zoom in on this concept art, you can see that through the archway right there is a fountain, so it pretty much has to be the exact same area. One thing I did notice, however, is that this concept art is very different from the final product, because we've seen this area kind of in-game with where Aerith is standing pretty much. We're pretty much at this angle is about where Aerith is standing, right in front of the Loveless Theater. If we look at the street, we can see that it's a normal four-way intersection, which isn't how it is in-game. If you pay attention to this trailer, you can see that it's just like a corner. There's no four-way intersection between Aerith and that like archway fountain thing. One thing I'm pretty curious about is I'm not sure why they put so much emphasis on the Loveless Sign with this tweet. Like, it's just a little green neon Loveless Sign that's hanging on top of a building. Like, Loveless has never been a major factor when it comes to FF7. In the original game, it's just like a poster in the background. I don't even recall if it's ever referenced in the game, like in dialogue or anything. With Crisis Core, you had Genesis, who is super into the Loveless play. He quotes it quite a bit, but outside of Crisis Core, it's never really been a major factor when it comes to the FF7 story, so I don't even know why they're putting emphasis on it. Whereas on the flip side, when it comes to Final Fantasy IX, there's a play called I Want to Be Your Canary that's referenced throughout a lot of the game. It's actually how the game opens and ends. And let's be honest here, we've already seen the updated Loveless poster in Sector 8, so I don't even know why they're drawing emphasis to the Loveless Sign. Maybe I'm looking too much into it, but I just found it kind of weird. Maybe Loveless is going to have a little bit more like emphasis in the remake. Maybe we can actually go to this theater in Sector 8 and like watch the play finally or something. I don't know. Sector 8 is going to be very interesting to see. Hopefully we can explore a lot of it. From this panning shot, it looks absolutely amazing. In the original game, this is where you go after you guys blow up the first Mako reactor. You go over to Sector 8. You take the Sector 8 train down to the Sector 7 slums. So we've seen a little bit of Sector 8. That's where you meet Aerith and stuff and buy the flower. You also come back to Midgar later on in the story of FF7. You guys actually parachute into Sector 8, and you get to see some of the areas from the beginning of the game, but you also go to some new areas in Sector 8. And of course, with Crisis Core, you actually got to explore Sector 8. There's the fountain we looked at earlier with the concept art. So when it comes to the FF7 universe, it seems like Sector 8 is pretty important because that's where we go a lot in Crisis Core. We go to it multiple times in the original game. So I am very interested to see a modern interpretation of the sector we've seen a lot of. But of course, still, as I say with every one of these videos, I'm more interested in some brand new stuff. I'm more so interested in seeing, whether it's concept art, gameplay, trailers, whatever, of brand new sectors, the sectors we've never actually been to. Or of course, the slums equivalent to those sectors. Anyways, my dudes, that's pretty much the video. This was probably my favorite concept art so far, just because it's like something that's actually like legitimately new. We've kind of seen a little bit of Loveless Avenue with some of the gameplay, but it was an angle on Loveless Avenue that we hadn't seen yet, the way we were looking towards that fountain. The one we looked at last week with the Shinra building was pretty badass, but we'd already seen the front of the Shinra building. We've already seen the entrance to the Shinra building with some of the gameplay, so it's like, while it was cool, it's something we'd already seen, and this is actually legitimately new, which is nice. It's what I like, and so, like I've said before, they're getting progressively better, so hopefully next week, I mean, I'd prefer a trailer, gameplay, something, but when it comes to the concept art next week, hopefully it's something even better. By the way, we should wrap the video up. What are your thoughts on this concept art this week? What do you think we're going to see next week? Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new and want to stay up to date with more Final Fantasy VII Remake content. Turn on my notifications. Follow me on Twitter at TheDashingDavid. And my Discord. Links to my social networks are in the description and in the outro. Later, guys.
Give me forever for a while, give me forever for a while. Quit acting like a baby, or at least less like a child. Give me serenity.